Could we be on the brink of a game-changing extension for one of our rising stars? With a pivotal decision looming over a key forward whose playmaking skills could elevate the team alongside our elite centers, the stakes have never been higher. This could be the moment we lock in a player who embodies the future of the Leafs. Hit that subscribe button and like this video to stay on top of all the latest news surrounding our beloved Toronto Maple Leafs. Today, let's dive into the latest buzz surrounding the Toronto Maple Leafs and the future of Matthew Knies. As we know, Knies is on an expiring entry-level contract, and there's no doubt he will be extended. But the timing and structure of that extension are critical discussions that both sides need to navigate carefully. Knies just turned 22 and will be 23 when his ELC runs out. He has a single full NHL season under his belt, which leaves us with a somewhat limited evaluation of his potential moving forward. If he wants to maximize his earnings, waiting to sign until after this season, especially with the Leafs planning to pair him with stars like Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner, could be the smart play. If he has a breakout year, we could be looking at an AAV around $5 million, which is significant but not unreasonable, given the role he could play. On the flip side, the Leafs have a vested interest in locking him up sooner rather than later. With his current performance, they might aim for something in the range of $2 to $2.5 million for a shorter deal. That feels like a bargain for a player they see as integral to their top line. The range we're looking at here is quite expansive, between $2 million and $5 million, because it hinges on whether Knies and the team decide to go for a bridge deal or commit to a longer-term contract. This brings us to a major question. Should they opt for a bridge deal to maintain flexibility in the short term, or should they go for a term deal that could end up being cap-friendly later on? We've seen players take both paths. A good example is William Nylander, who signed a long-term deal, and while it raised eyebrows, it also secured his future with the Leafs. But there's also the cautionary tale of players like Kaye Jarnkrok, who opted for security over a potentially bigger payday later. In this flat cap era, many players have felt the pressure to settle for bridge deals. Just think about Elias Pettersson's situation with the Canucks. He opted for a 3-year deal that kept his AAV low but left him negotiating again sooner than he might have wanted. The risk with a bridge deal is that it can lead to a situation where you're back at the negotiating table all too soon, especially in a cap environment that's likely to change. Matthew Knies is in a precarious position. He's a valuable player for the Leafs right now, but how much will he be worth in the future? If he has a stellar season, he could be looking at a deal similar to what Michael Bunting received, 3 years at $4.5 million. But what if that season leads to inflated expectations that don't match his actual value? As a fan, I find myself torn. Do I want the Leafs to lock him in for 8 years at around $5 million? Or do I want them to play it safe and go for a shorter bridge deal? It's a delicate balance. If the Leafs decide on a term deal, and Knies doesn't pan out as expected, that could become a glaring mistake. Conversely, if they go for a bridge deal, they might find themselves in a tight cap situation sooner than later. Personally, I believe Knies is worth the risk. He's young, talented, and fits perfectly into the system the Leafs are building. If he's willing to commit long-term, I say go for it. But what do you think? Was locking him in for a longer term the right move? Or do you see the merits in waiting and possibly securing a better deal down the road? I genuinely want to hear your thoughts on this. So drop your opinions in the comments below. And if you found this analysis helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. You won't want to miss any updates on the Maple Leafs as we gear up for an exciting season. And make sure to hit that notification bell so you're always in the loop. Let's keep the conversation rolling, folks.